Hey everyone, let's jump right into it. Today, we're unpacking a massive update from Anthropic regarding their May 2026 initiative, Project Glasswing. This explainer is all about a fundamental shift in how we actually secure the internet. We are at a critical juncture right now. Artificial intelligence is fundamentally rewriting the rules of cybersecurity, and the stakes, securing the very foundation of our digital lives, well, they literally could not be higher. Let's get into it. 10,000 plus. Just think about that number for a second. In a single month, Anthropic's Claude Mythos Preview model, working alongside about 50 partners, uncovered over 10,000 high or critical severity vulnerabilities. And this isn't in obscure places. This is in some of the most systemically important software on the planet. 10,000 critical flaws, just hiding in plain sight. Which brings us to the core tension of this explainer. What exactly happens when AI finds bugs way faster than humans can fix them? Imagine a massive dam holding back a literal ocean of water. The AI, it's like a superhuman inspector that instantly scans the entire structure and immediately flags thousands of microscopic high-pressure cracks. The problem is, the humans on the ground still have to manually mix and pour the concrete to patch every single one of those cracks. The AI operates at machine speed, but the repairs, well, they're entirely bound by human speed. So here's how we're going to break this all down. First, Project Glasswing and Mythos. Second, the patching bottleneck. Third, scanning open source software. Fourth, adapting cyber defenses. And finally, the future of cybersecurity. Section 1, Project Glasswing, the breakthrough. You really have to look at the sheer jump in capability across the board here. It's wild. Cloudflare found 2,000 bugs across their critical path systems. And get this, their false positive rate was actually better than human testers. Mozilla, they found 10 times more bugs in Firefox 15 using Mythos Preview than with their previous generation model. The UK's AI Security Institute reported this is the very first model to solve their complex, multi-step cyber attack simulations entirely end-to-end. And Expo noted unprecedented token-for-token precision on exploits. But it's not just finding code flaws. The model is already playing active defense. A partner bank actually used it to block a $1.5 million fraudulent wire transfer. They probably caught it before the attackers even finished their morning coffee. Moving to Section 2, the patching bottleneck, the complication. Because as it turns out, finding the vulnerabilities was only half the battle. Historically, the entire cybersecurity industry was completely focused on finding the needles in the haystack. But with AI, we've basically blown away the haystack. We now have this massive pile of needles, and we simply do not have enough human hands to process them safely. And that brings us to the number 90. The software industry operates on a standard 90-day vulnerability disclosure window. So when a bug is found, it's kept totally secret for up to 90 days. This gives software creators time to write, test, and release a patch before attackers can exploit it. Because of this window, Anthropic absolutely cannot just publish a list of the 10,000 vulnerabilities they found. Doing that would basically hand a treasure map to every hacker on Earth. It would put billions of end users in immediate severe danger. Section 3, Scanning Open Source Software, the Battlefield. To really ground this, Anthropic scanned over 1,000 open source projects, the exact projects that literally underpin the internet. Of the bugs they've carefully assessed so far, check out this distribution. 62.4% were confirmed as high or critical severity. Another 28.2% were other true positives. Only 9.4% were false positives or unconfirmed. At this absolutely terrifying rate of precision, Mythos Preview is on track to surface nearly 3,900 massive system-breaking flaws in open source code alone. To make this abstract threat feel a bit more real, let's look at a specific vulnerability. CVE 2026-5194. This was found in Wolf SSL, which is a cryptography library used by billions of devices. And the AI model didn't just flag a potential issue, it actually constructed an exploit, showing exactly how an attacker could forge security certificates. Basically, a hacker could set up a fake bank website that your web browser would swear is 100% legitimate. No security warnings, no red padlocks, just a perfectly disguised trap. Thankfully, because the AI found it first, this one is now patched. But getting to that patch requires intense human labor, which brings us right back to the bottleneck. Here is Anthropic's intensive 3-step triage process. They have to reproduce the issue, check for existing fixes, and write highly detailed reports. And keep in mind, open source software is often maintained by unpaid volunteers. These maintainers are already suffering deep burnout because, right now, they're being flooded with low-quality, AI-generated bug reports from the general public. It's a really dark irony, right? AI is creating all this noise, while elite AI is trying to hand them the actual single. Things are so overwhelmed that some maintainers literally begged Anthropic to slow down their disclosures. Just look at the steep drop-off in the data here. Out of 530 high or critical severity bugs responsibly disclosed to maintainers so far, only 75 have actually been patched, and only 65 have public advisories. This massive gap between discovery and repair creates a deep sense of scale and, frankly, urgency. The ecosystem is just severely overloaded right now. Section 4. Adapting cyber defenses, the call to arms. We are currently entering a highly dangerous interim period. Bugs are being discovered rapidly, but they're patched slowly. We can't just rely on patches anymore. Software developers absolutely must drastically shorten their patch cycles and figure out aggressive ways to push updates so users aren't left running outdated code. Meanwhile, network defenders kind of have to assume the software they run already has flaws. So they need to harden their default configurations, strictly enforce multi-factor authentication, and keep comprehensive logs to spot attackers when, not if, they try to break in. Fortunately, we're also getting some new tools to help the good guys patch faster. Anthropic has released Claude Security in public beta for Enterprise. Interestingly, enterprises using the Claude Opus 4.7 model have already patched over 2,100 vulnerabilities in their own code within just 3 weeks. They've also launched a cyber verification program for legitimate red teaming, so you can test systems without triggering the AI's misuse safeguards. Plus, they're releasing advanced tools like AI subagents, mapping harnesses, and threat model builders. Partners like Cisco are even open sourcing their own security evaluation specs, so we are quite literally fighting AI with AI. Finally, Section 5, the future of cybersecurity, the horizon. A lot of you are probably wondering when you can get your hands on the Mythos model. Well, the answer right now is you can't. Mythos-class models remain completely unreleased to the general public. Objectively speaking, no company currently has safeguards strong enough to prevent a model this capable from being misused. If it were public right now, anyone in the world could easily exploit flawed software. So, Anthropic is locking it down. They're working strictly with allied governments and critical partners to give defenders an asymmetric advantage first. But I do want to leave you with this optimistic vision. If we can just survive this painful transitional period, this patching bottleneck we talked about, there is a really encouraging resolution waiting for us. As Anthropic points out, we're heading toward a world where important code is fundamentally hardened, where we catch bugs long before they are deployed, making hacking significantly less prevalent. Our digital infrastructure could, finally, become truly secure. So as we wrap up this explainer, I want you to really think about this. As AI continues to evolve at this breakneck pace, will our human capacity to build and repair ever truly catch up to its power to deconstruct? It's the ultimate race, and it's happening right now in the background of every single app, website, and network we rely on. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep learning, keep questioning, and I'll see you next time.